My mom walks in straight with me to the teacher. She goes in there, wow, mushes the teacher all up against the desk. She knocks stuff off the desk. My mom got her gripped up, shaking her like, don't you ever. Kids in there like, oh, going crazy. My mom is shaking this lady. Welcome back to another episode of the Chronicles of Mike Murphy. I am your host, comedian Mike Murphy. Hey, before we go any further, please do me a favor. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, stop what you're doing and hit the subscribe button. Like, share, comment, tell a friend and tell a friend. Because any way that you can help contribute to growing the audience on my channel, I greatly appreciate it. As I said before, I'll say it again, without you, there is no me. And for that, I am forever thankful. It's Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. No drinking and driving, no slipping nothing and nobody's drinking, you know what I'm saying? Stay alert, stay alive, all that good stuff. Hope you had fun, man. I hope this week is prosperous for you and good things come your way. So without any further ado, let's jump into the episode. In today's episode, I'm gonna take y'all back to 7th grade where my teacher said something out of pocket and had my mom pull up on her. But let me take it back a little bit to what led up to this. So in elementary school, my mom sent me to a Catholic school, which is technically a private school. She felt like the education was better there, right? And that was a school that she went to, her brothers went to. So this was like, oh, it's a tradition. Kids just go to this school. It's called Immaculate Conception in Bloomfield, like Little Italy of Pittsburgh, right? So for 1st grade, I get sent there, and about halfway through the year, my mom pulls me out. But what she would tell me later on, she felt like they were slightly being racist towards me. Now, when you're 6 years old, you're not gonna pick up on none of that. Even if they called you out of your name, you might not even grasp what that means. So her pulling me out, I wasn't really aware of what was going on. I was oblivious to it. So halfway through 1st grade, yanks me out of the school, sends me to a public school for the rest of 1st grade, all of 2nd grade. Then she decides, let's give it another shot, sends me back to the Catholic school in 3rd grade. Now my sister's there too. She in 1st, I'm in 3rd. So boom, we back at the Catholic school, whatever. 3rd grade was amazing. I had my teacher's name was Miss Shulo. She was dope. Now, and this Catholic school is not a big school. It's pretty much only the kids that live in that neighborhood go to that school. So every grade only has one class. And you don't bounce from teacher to teacher. That one teacher teaches you everything. Nowadays, if you're in one class, you slow, you know what I'm saying? But back then in that school was one teacher per grade, and you didn't leave the class. Only time you left the class was for lunch, computer class, gym, and when we had to go to church or confession or whatever. So I go back for 3rd grade, Miss Shulo, dope, super dope. Now, in that school, kindergarten through 3rd is in one building, and in that same building is 6th, 7th, and 8th. 4th and 5th grade are in another building across the street. They called it the annex building, right? It was above a bakery. I don't know why they did that, but 4th and 5th was over there. So 3rd grade goes by, no issues. I like it. I'm like, okay, this school is cool. Get to 4th grade. Another dope year. Miss King was my teacher. She was super nice. She was polite. She's helpful, all that stuff. Love Miss King. Then I get to 5th grade. My teacher's name was Miss LaPello. She looked like Cher a little bit. She had like this curly, like not curly, but like wavy, long, jet black hair, and she was pale, kind of like on some goth type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I really never had no issue with her, but something came up and it showed me her true colors. Now, my mom couldn't afford to send me to that school because it's a tuition. So because we was like poor, you know what I'm saying? We was on Section 8, you know what I mean? All that welfare. We got like grants or like basically we'd have to pay nothing. Maybe like something small. But my mom thought it was worth it. Now, see, what I didn't understand in that moment was that when you're in a school like that and all them kids are predominantly paying, their parents got enough money to pay, and you come in and they already looking at you like you're beneath them and you getting to get the same education as them for the free ski, nah, they don't be with, you know what I'm saying? They don't be liking that. So the moment you do anything out of character or you starting to not be like just staying in your lane, that's when the problems are going to arise. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm too young to pick up on the nuances of like subtle racism and feeling like, yo, you ain't even supposed to be here, bro. So just chill out. Now, me being a class clown, I'm always joking, cutting up, all that kind of stuff, right? So I never had no issues that I knew about until 5th grade. Me and my best friend, I mentioned him a few stories back, Big Play Dre. He was the one that had the ripped cargos in the cookout story. That's my best friend. We met when we were 6 years old. We going to the school together. Now, when it comes to black kids, it's me, Dre, my little sister, and I think 2 other dudes that was in like 8th grade. They was brothers. That was it. Everybody else is like white Italians. You know what I'm saying? So we in there just doing our thing or whatever. The bathroom breaks are scheduled. Now, of course, if you got an emergency, you can go to the bathroom on your own. But typically, they're like bathroom breaks is at this time and this time, line up alphabetically. So because of our last names, we're right behind each other. We're the last 2 in class. You know what I'm saying? So one time we're leaving out to go to the bathroom, and me and him's the last one out the class. But technically he is. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't come right out behind me. We go to the bathroom. We come back. It's banging in the classroom. Smelled like straight, like eggs, like fart. I mean, cats is like holding nose, like choking, about to throw up. It stinks so bad. I'm like, oh, so they do like an emergency evacuation out of the school. We in front of the bakery now that I told you was on the 1st floor. So now we standing out in front of the bakery. They call the fire department, everything. They go in there like, yo, it's a stink bomb. Somebody lit off a stink bomb. Now, because me and him's the last 2 in line, they blaming us. I'm like, bro, we didn't do that. I'm arguing, I didn't do that. My man, we didn't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Dre really did do it though. His older brother gave him the joint. He busted in the floor. Then pause. That sounds crazy. He broke the stink bomb on the floor or whatever. However he activated it right as he came out. Then we all go to the bathroom. Then we're coming back in. Oh, it's crazy. But the teacher's like, y'all was the last 2 in here. Had to be y'all. Of course she's blaming us because we're black. But again, we're not picking up on that. We just like, nah, we didn't have nothing to do with that. We arguing tooth and nail. She's not believing us, but there's no proof, so they can't do nothing. So now the rest of the year, she's like trying to take it out on us. And I had a smart mouth. I used to be like, man, don't talk to me like that. I was saying whatever. So one day, oh no, hold on. Before we get into that, when me and Dre and my sister was walking home after school, he says, yeah, you know I did that, right? I'm like, what? I was mad at him because I'm defending myself to hell and back, and he actually did do it. He's like, yeah, my brother Trails gave me the, you know what I'm saying? His brother was like a super street dude, gave it to him. And he went into school and did that. I'm like, come on, bruh. Anyways, whatever. We cutting up. So after that, she kind of was like picking with us, you know what I'm saying? Me in particular. So one day she said something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I remember not feeling like super offended by it. Like I think she just said it and it was like, oh, okay, whatever. So when I go home that day, my mom's like, oh, how was school? I'm telling her the story. And I'm like, yeah, Mr. Pello said this, that, and the third. And she's like, she said what? And I'm like, oh, she said this. Like I breezed past it because I guess to me it wasn't a big deal. But my mom, being an adult and understanding what's going on, knew right from the jump. She said something like with a racial undertone or something stereotypical. So she was like, oh, okay, bet. The next day I go to school. I don't think nothing of it. I'm sitting in class, whatever. My mom comes in. Yeah, can I have a word with you? She's like, I'm teaching right now. And she was kind of like trying to dismiss my mom. And my mom was like, nah, let me have a word with you. She's like, I said I'm teaching right now. If you have a complaint, you can go to the principal or whatever. My mom go in there. And I don't know if she didn't dump the whole table over, but she like lifted it up enough where a bunch of like books and papers and pencils fell off. And she's like, don't you, she's in her face like, don't you ever in your life say that about my son going off. I'm like, I'm embarrassed a little bit because I'm like, what is she doing? Like, again, I didn't know what the teacher said was that bad, so I couldn't understand why my mom was snapping like that. She goes off on her. Then when I get home from school, she's like, what she said was racist. Now she's breaking it down to me. But what she don't realize is now I'm realizing in that moment how I can manipulate her when I don't get my way at school. I can tell my mom the teacher said this, and she just gonna go up there and snap. She didn't do no due diligence. I told her what happened. She went up there and checked her. That was it. Ain't no, well, let me figure out let's get to the bottom of this. Maybe my son's lying. Nah, you said it. Let's go deal with it. So we wrap up that year, and now we go into middle school. But at this point, me and Big Play Dre's moms, our families are both like, yo, we done with that school. They don't want to go there no more. They want to go to public school. We sending them to Arsenal for 6th grade. So for 6, 7, and 8, we going to Arsenal. We like, yeah, we happy. And we played football for the Catholic school for 2 years, 93 and 94. So in 94, our neighborhood established what is now known as the best Little League football team in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Garfield Gators. But in 94, we wasn't familiar with it. That was the first year we didn't really know. So now 95, we going to middle school. We like, oh, we don't got to play for them no more. And we got a team in the neighborhood we could play football for. So that gave us more of a reason to leave that school. So boom, we go to Arsenal. 6th grade, cool. Ain't nothing to it, you know what I mean? Now we go to 7th grade. I forget my 7th grade. I want to say her name was Miss Gallagher. Heavy set white chick or whatever. She was rude. Just every day had an attitude, right? Nobody liked her. And I don't know if y'all had these, these desks in y'all school, but we had desks that had like walls on them. So when you're sitting in the desk, there's like a wall here and a wall here, and this side is like pushed against the wall. So when you back there, it's so you can't disrupt the rest of the class. It was like going to the solitary confinement within the classroom. And I told you I'm a class clown. I used to get good grades, finish all my work, then disrupt the class because that's just what I was on. So to prevent that, she would put me in a corner. I used to be giving her the blues, not in malicious, but I would just be like cutting up, cracking jokes, saying a little some more stuff or whatever. So that year I got kicked off the bus because I did something. I got kicked off the bus every year. So I got kicked off the bus or whatever. I'm in class. She's saying something. Go in the seat and then sit in the corner. Go to your seat. I'm not going to deal with you today. She's frustrated. Whatever. I'm in the corner still peeking around, you know what I mean? Interrupting the class. Yo, doing all that goofy stuff, right? Something happened and she said, yeah, and that's exactly why your mom is on welfare in Section 8. You knew how to behave. Something crazy. Like all I heard was welfare in Section 8. And then she just went on a tyrant. Like she just went off, a tirade, just talking. Yeah, you guys are from the ghetto, from the hood. You don't know how to behave. That's why you don't get jobs when you get older. She was talking crazy. And at that moment, I knew that was bugged out. Whatever my teacher said in 5th grade, I didn't pick up on it. I knew this was 100% a violatable offense. Nah, I'm going to go tell my mom. She's like, get the hell out of my classroom right now and go home then. Go tell your mom what I said. So she can come down here. I know she don't got a job, so she should be free. Said something like that. Oh! Now, my mom's Italian, right? Mom is ghetto. My mom always grew up in the ghetto around black people her whole life. Her whole life. So she's Italian, which Italians is already like Europe's version of niggas. And then she grew up in the hood, so she talking like with her hands, she's doing all that. That's how my mom is, right? So I walk home 2 miles because I'm kicked off the bus and she's making me leave class early. So it ain't even like there's a bus out there waiting. I walk home 2 miles. Come in the house, my mom on the phone gossiping, watching the soap operas, right? She's like, what you doing home so early? I was like, yeah, Miss Gallagher said, or I think that's her name. Could be getting it wrong, whatever. I'm telling my mom exactly what she said. Hey girl, I'll call you right back. Click. She said, what? Give her the rundown. Yeah, you on welfare, you don't got a job. We from the hood, that's why we ain't getting jobs when we graduate, if we ever graduate. Oh, telling her everything. She's like, we out, turn around, we're leaving right now. My mom put her shoes and shit on, jump in the whip, drive back down to the school. Now, at this time, we had security there, but like during the day, they wouldn't be like manning the doors. They'd be like walking around or whatever. And they knew my mom, so I wasn't like, yo, who you here to see? Back then, you could just go to the school and sit in your child's class. All these rules now, they'd be like, oh, you got to get a permission slip. You got to get a visitor. Nah, before you could just pull up, hey, I'm going to go check on my son because he's been cutting up. Oh, okay, we'll see you. That was it. My mom walks in straight with me to the teacher. She goes in there, mushes the teacher all up against the desk. She knocks stuff off the desk. My mom got her gripped up, shaking her like, don't you ever. Kids in there like, oh, going crazy. My mom is shaking this lady like, I will fuck you up. She's talking crazy. I'm sitting there like, and I wanted to do the Cat Williams shit way before Cat Williams. Shouldn't have been talking shit. That's what I wanted to say so bad. I could see like the soul leaving this woman's eyes. She was like, my mom was not playing. She was gripping her up. And I thought like my mom was going to go to jail because she's going to haul off and punch her. But my mom is with the rumbles, you know what I'm saying? Especially way back then. She's probably in her 20s. Yeah, she was definitely like, man, I would beat the brakes off shorty. Don't ever say no shit like that to my kids. She's going crazy. The lady don't know what to expect, right? She finally lets her go. And I remember her blouse was all wrinkled up. She's like, I'm calling the cops. She's like, yeah, you do that and I'll be up here to whoop your ass again. I wish you would. She just like, my mom walked past and like brushed something else off the desk and was like, come on, we're going. I'm like, all right. We just leave back out and go home. My mom's like, you can go back to school the next day. You can shut your goddamn mouth, do your work, and don't cause no more problems. I'm telling you, I gotta come down here. I'm gonna whoop her ass and your ass. I'm like, damn, how I get involved? I wasn't even doing nothing wrong. Cuss me out, whatever. We went home. To be honest, to this day, I don't even know if the school ever called my mom to figure out what was going on. There was no meeting. There was no like, you ain't on the school premises. I think the teacher just took her gripping and was like, yeah, I'm out of here because I don't want to deal with that again. My mom never got in trouble for that. Like, and then I went to school the rest of the time, and I used to be like extra good in that class because I didn't want to put that teacher in a position to have to be like, I want to say something to him, but then I don't want his mom coming down here. So at that point, I just started listening. So it worked out for everybody. The lady didn't have to correct me no more. My grades improved. I wasn't disrupting the class, and my mom didn't have to come back down there. And that was just the end of it. And I thought to myself, like, that's a poor example of how life should be, because there's a lot of times I do stuff in my life and there should be consequences, and I don't even consider them because I've seen stuff like that happening where my mom just went down there, gripped up a teacher, and nothing happened to her. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is fine to do. It took me a long time to use discernment. Like, yeah, I want to do that, but the penalty, the consequences, I'm not ready for that. So let me chill because I might not get as lucky as my mom did. But yeah, 2 different teachers said some like racist nonsense to me, and my mom pulled up with the smoke. She's like that. She don't play no game about her kids. You know what I'm saying? She don't care right, wrong, and different. If you say something crazy on her cubs, she's pulling up and she want all the smoke. So yeah, that's my story about how I got my first racial interaction in a school from some of the lighter skinned folk out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was crazy, man. So again, man, thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys Wednesday. Have a positive and productive week, man. Make more money, work out, walk a little further than you normally walk. Don't eat the junk food that you normally do. Just try to do something to improve your life till Wednesday, and I will see y'all then. Oh, real quick, again, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, share it, tell a friend and tell a friend. There's any way that you can help contribute to growing the audience on my channel, I greatly appreciate it. Because I said it before, I'll say it again. Without you, there ain't no me. So I am forever thankful for that. Until Wednesday, I will see y'all. Be safe.